coming together, lobbying for these positions, for these posts, and convinced the judicial, they have to convince the Judicial Service Commission for creating this post. So it is up to people. Me, as a judicial employee, I'll have no objection if I'm given, a woman as an assistant, or if I appoint a candidate, it is up to the Judicial Service Commission after making, right consultations with religious, various religious organizations.
When do we see this happening?
It might happen anytime.
Even tomorrow?
Even today.
So what are you doing about it?
Me, I have nothing to do about it, and I have no say in that. As I said, me, I am judicial employee. I have the rules and regulations which bind me.
I would like to ask you a question, Chief Qadi. Who has the authority? Is it SUPCAN that would accept this women assistance, or is it the Majlis Ulama? Since we've spoken to them and they insist that there is no room for female Qadi, which we do agree and go by. What about the women assistants, as you're an Islamic expert and the Chief Qadi of this country? What do you think? Is it the SUPCAN that would come in, or is it Majlis Ulama, or how does it work?
It will be the Kenyan Muslims, entire
It is
society.
not the Islamic body.
It's not Islamic body, together with the Judicial Service Commission.
Okay.
The Judicial Service Commission is the one which employs
Right.
either the Qadi, assistant Qadi, female Qadi, whoever.
Can I ask a question? Kathy, we know Muslims were part of those who have voted yes for this constitution. I know you cannot answer the whole questions that we are asking because you're civil servants and you don't have mandate to employ or to change the establishment of the judiciary. We have seen vetting of judges in the people's domain, where people could ask questions and we get the best magistrate or high court judge. Do you think the Muslim Qadi has to go through what the other judges have gone through so that we get the best of the best? So that even if it is a woman, we know there are women who are highly educated in Islamic and also men. They can do the same job, but because of religion obligations, men have given more say in the Qadis than the women. But what we are seeing now, we know there are only 17 Qadis in this country who are not giving us really justice. We know it very well. The Muslim community are everywhere in this country, but we are not assessing these courts. When you go to Mombasa or any other part of this country where Muslim women are, you will see many Muslim women with children at feeder's office or children's office, avoiding the Qadi's office. Why is this happening? Because we feel it is the constitutional right that we are given this court, but it's not giving us service. Where do you think we have gone wrong? Is it the government that only gives us Qadi court by virtue of saying you have Qadi's court and we are not given the strength? Do we fight on that so that the Qadi's court are more strengthened? What do we need? Because when we talk of Qadi's court, I think let us not argue as an assistant woman or deputy woman, because Qadi's court itself is losing the grip of Muslim judgment. We might go to other courts because Qadi's court are not really giving us the justice that we need.
Yes. very right.
Concerning the vetting, it is up to the bill if we are, in fact myself, I speak on my behalf that I have elected, to be vetted. We had, a circular from the Registrar of the High Court that every magistrate, every judge, every Qadi should elect whether to be vetted, to undergo the process of vetting, or opt to retire voluntarily. I have vetted, for the first. I've opted, to be vetted, and I'm ready to undergo the vetting process at any time required to do that. And I say it is very correct, because being judicial officers and being, accused of corruption or of any nature, so we are human beings. So let us be vetted, and the best remain in the service. Who are not, then let them go and do some other things.
Once they come to Qadi, they don't get services. What are you doing about it? Like what our friend said, you are four men, there was no woman there, maybe to interpret, maybe to have the guts to say what's happening. What are you doing about it? We want to hear your take.
Okay, we want to assure the public, or our fellow men and women, that we are there to administer justice to all, regardless to our gender and so forth. Suppose if we put, a female Qadi there, men will have the same problem. They'll be feeling shy to express themselves before a female Qadi, and they will be preferring to have a male Qadi. So this will end up forcing the Judicial Service Commission to employ or to appoint 2 Qadis in every station, male and female Qadis. So that, and now we will be not, the same problem, men will start, crying foul that, these ladies, Qadis, they are not, doing justice to us, or they don't do the fair work. So it will be, every now and then we will be finger pointing to one another. Because she's a lady, then I'm not ready to go before her. And the lady will say, I'm not ready to go before the Qadi because he's a man. So we will not, we have to give that trust and to our judicial officers. And if there are any problems arising, complaints arising from the public, that this judicial officer is not doing his work, there are channels which must be followed or can be followed. You lodge your complaint to the Registrar of the High Court, and during the vetting, people should come out and say, no, this Qadi is not fit enough to handle such a post. Then we say that, he should not be reinstated and let him go home. As simple as that.
Okay, don't you think it would be easier to have a female and a male Qadi instead of just being one sided? Because if you insist we have men, it means that most women will still have no justice. We say it's an issue employing a female and a male.
Maybe a gender balance.
So that when a male...
A gender balance.
Yeah. That is up to the... Now the Constitution is very clear. It is now people. The Constitution is made for Kenyan people. We have voted for that Constitution. Now it is our turn again to raise complaints to, to the concerned people, or to the Judicial Service Commission in particular, that we complain about these people and we think that he should not be there.
Qadi, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
But you see, whatever we are saying about the Qadi's courts would also be applicable to the other courts.